Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Bill. Welcome to my channel. First time, stick around. You're going to learn a lot of good stuff. If you've been around, I appreciate you keep coming back. And for all my subscribers, thank you so much. This is all because of you guys. And anyone who hasn't subscribed yet, jump in there, hit that subscribe button. This is going to be a sign I'm going to make for you today. Enter your own risk of deliciousness. And it's got the barbecue zone, and it's got Pros grilling right here. Pros, my name Pros come from, my name is Preventure, and I used to work in a prison, and everybody called me Pro because it was much easier for everyone to know to say Pro rather than Preventure. So that kind of stuck. Everyone that you go around, they all call me Pro. So that's where that name Pro comes from. But this sign is going to be a real easy sign. I used AI, Gemini, to help me create that sign, and then I took the AI file and brought it into LightBurn, and I tweaked it a little bit and made it a little bit different. I'm going to take you onto the internet, and I'm going to show you where it came up with this and the words I used to be able to get it to come up with this. So if this is something you think you want to see, stick around. We're going to jump into it, and also too, I'm going to be adding this file as a free file at the end of the video. So stick around all the way to the end, watch the video, and the biggest thing I ask is hit that subscribe button. I'm a new channel trying to grow, and it means a lot to me. I take a lot of time making these files, creating, designing them and changing them and making them the way they are. And it don't take you nothing to just click the subscribe button and watch all my videos. Hit the bell notification so you know when I put another one out, you get it. And like and drop some comments down below. Let me know that you downloaded the file, the free file, and that you did it and it came out good for you. But we're going to jump onto the internet, and I'm going to show. The other thing is, I also ask is don't use my file that I give you for free and sell that somewhere else to other people. You can make the sign, you can engrave it, you can cut it, you can use your CNC machine, your laser machine, whatever you have, and make a bunch of these and sell them, make a lot of money. That would be awesome for you, but just don't sell that file for it. But that's all I ask you. Subscribe and don't sell the file. Alright, so getting that out of the way, we're going to jump on the internet. I'm going to show you how I kind of came up with this with Gemini. And hit the back arrow key. And what you're looking at now is, you're looking at, this is the image that Gemini put together for me. And I asked it to, let me go up here to the top where it was. You can see I asked it a bunch of stuff. But I asked it, I said, design a simple black and white line drawing for a sign that I can laser engrave that I can hang up by my grill. That's what I asked Gemini to design for me. And you're going to see there's a bunch of them that I tried to design. I kept saying different one, I didn't like it, different one, didn't like it, and then I kept tweaking a little bit till I got to the one that I want. So this is the first one I came up with, and then I said add some summertime sayings, and it came up with this, and it was putting it in not English, so I said why is in Spanish, blah blah blah, and then it might not be Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, but it came up with a bunch of other stuff, and then it finally came up with the one that I showed you, which is right here. Now what you're going to do with this file is you're going to right click on it, and I'm sorry, you're going to left click on it to select the image. Then you're going to right click and copy image. Now you're going to go into LightBurn, and you'll see it right here. You're going to right click, and then you're going to hit paste. So it's going to copy it off the internet, and then it's going to paste it in LightBurn. Now what you're going to do is you're going to left click on it to select it, so you got all the border around it. Then you're going to right click, trace image, and you're going to zoom in and just make sure that you got your writing and everything looks like it's tracing out. It should do fine for you. LightBurn does really good with it, so you shouldn't usually have to worry too much about it, but you can always play with that slide bar and get it to where you need to see. I'm just going to hit OK, and this is what it designed for me. Now this is all groups, so what you're going to want to do first of all is you're going to want to ungroup it so you can modify it, tweak it, and change it. This is the way I changed it. Let me zoom in on this one here. I actually changed this font or this text so that you can edit this to the way you want. I also changed the pros grilling down here. I deleted what they had, and I put my own font and text in there, so you can actually change that. If you hit the A, click on this, you're going to see you can backspace now out of these, and then you can put what you want in it. Oop, go back, there we go. And you can also do the same up here like I was just saying. Each one of these is its own individual thing, so you can change this to whatever you want to have it read as. But the barbecue zone, I did not change that. That kind of looked okay, and I thought that should stay what it is, because that's kind of what it is. So you got your flame above, you got your hazard, and then you got your flame below there. So I like this. I thought it came out real nice. And like I said, I did change it a little bit from this. I just kind of took it from all this and then moved it to the side. I thought it would look a little bit better. And then I played a little bit with the node editing to get it to where it looked a little bit better in certain areas. Like this down here doesn't have that white that was in here. If you zoom in on this, you can see it had all this white. I didn't like that, so I node edited and cut all that part out of it. And across the lid over here, like I said, I got rid of all this, all the grill that was on that. It just wasn't coming out right. And then I went ahead and I made this a little bit better than what it was on this side over here. This kind of came up and then came down and then went up again. It didn't look right, so I made it just go straight across. Excuse me. So that's pretty much it. But we can kind of go over this a little bit real quick. I don't want to make this video long. I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can. But we know we ungrouped it, so it's all individual. But what I did is I just went ahead and selected that part right here. Nope. Go back. Let me change this to wireframe coarse so it gets rid of the fill. And let me make sure that I do select all of that. And then I moved this off to the side over here. And then I went ahead and I did delete all this, like I said, where you can change it, you can edit it. Because right now, if you try to edit this, you can't. You cannot edit it. It's all each individual shape. I didn't want it to be shaped. I wanted it to be font. So I did delete all of this, and then I redid it myself. The other thing I did too is, let me go back to Windows and filled coarse. I did make these a little bit thicker so that it would be a little bit darker of a burn. So coming across here would be a little bit thicker and a nicer dark burn, like what you're looking at here. These guys I offsetted these to make them a little bit thicker, and then offsetted this to make that a little bit thicker, and the handle and some of that stuff a little bit thicker. So I did offset those. That's the only other thing I really did change. I offsetted these to make them a little bit thicker so it would engrave better, but everything else you see is exactly how it was on the image. So, but just those couple things I did offset them. So I added my name down here. You can definitely get rid of pros, and you can add your own name. Like I said, you just hit the A, click right on the end of the S, and you can change it to, come on, Pat's Pill. Nope, Pat's Grill. You can change it to this. You can change it to Mike. You can have it whatever it is you want. You can also change the font up here. You can also change the font if you wanted this instead, or any other fonts that you did want. You can change it to all that. I just did Arial is all I did, and you can change it to italic if you want to have it shift like that. You can change it to bold if you want it bold. You can change the uppercase if you had lowercase. You can make that. You can also use the H. You can do all these things because it is now a text. It's not an individual shape like what the barbecue zone is. That's all individual shapes. If you click on it, that's all that's going to pull up is that. So where this, if you click on it, it's going to pull up the whole entire thing. So I kept this the same, but it did change those fonts and the words in that. So you could customize it to what you want. The other thing is it is, I forget what the size is. Let me check and see. No, I don't have to look with a ruler. I can look right here on this. Go to inches. It is 11 inches wide by 7 1/4 inches high. I'm going to change back to the other camera real quick because this is made out of pine. Now, pine has all this grains that run through it, which is real hard for laser machines to get down. You'll see where this right here, hopefully you can see it, is not so deep, and right past the grain is real deep. So if you wanted to paint this, you would have a hard time painting this right in here. This would be real hard to paint because once you put unless you use the paintbrush, it would be real hard to get that because you're going to want to sand off whatever excess you had, and once you do, you're going to start eliminating some of your line that you had. Most of this is real deep, except for where the grain is. It's not as deep. So that's the unfortunate with pine, is because it is such grainy through it that it don't burn the grain very good. So with that, the settings that I used are definitely going to be different for everybody. Mine is a 20-watt laser, and for this black I used 10,000 millimeters a minute, 100% power. I did use crosshatch, and I do have bidirectional fill on, and I did do it at a 1% scan, and it should have been 300, but it dropped. It didn't change to 300. So when you get the file, it will be 300 lines per inch. And also I did it in a 45 degree scan angle, so it's going to go this way and then it's going to go this way. It actually was a little bit quicker on the 45 degree scan angle than what it was if I would have had it at 0. If I would have kept it at 0, it actually was a little bit longer to do than if I had that changed to the 45. Now, this will be what your settings will be on it. You'll have to adjust your own, but at least you'll have a good starting point with what it is. This is a 20-watt laser that I have, Burn Lab, so if you have a 10-watt, it's definitely not going to be as quick. If you have a bigger wattage one, it'll be a whole lot. You can go a lot faster, and maybe it'll burn a little bit deeper for you. Now, I did this one over here because I thought maybe if I broke them down into different... Well, let me show you. Highlight all these again, and let's do the preview. It's going to take 1 hour and 19 minutes and 45 seconds for me to do this. So let me make sure that's still on crosshatch, and it is 45. Okay. Now, 1 hour, 19 minutes and 45 seconds is what it's going to take to go back and forth on all this whole image all the way up through, and then go ahead and do the other way. So I thought I'd break it down and have this green layer to have its own, this would be its own, this would be its own, and I thought maybe that would speed it up a little bit. So let's take a look at what that results came up as. 1 hour 24 minutes, so it's a little bit longer than what it was to do it this way. So I just went ahead and did all black, and it just went back and forth on actually 45 degree angle. Then it went this way and did that. So but I did put them like this just to show you what the difference is in time. Now, when you download the file, this is what it's going to be. It's only going to be the multi-layer. And what I did is I have the fill, and then I also have a line after fill at 45 and 65. That should be 70, I think, is what I wanted for it. So let's change that. Now, that line after fill, once it does engrave all this, and it's going to go around and it's going to really define your letters. These things, it's going to really define them all. It's going to put a nice little edge around them. Switch cameras again. If you look at this, I don't know how well you'll see it, but inside all the writing, it's a lot darker, a lot more crisp. That's what the line after fill is going to do for you. That is a really, really nice feature you need to try to learn. I have a video on that, and it's got very, very little likes. I don't know why people don't look at that and do it. It is awesome. That line after fill is awesome. That's all I can say. If you haven't seen that video, go to my channel, and pull it up, and you'll see that line after fill versus no line after fill video. That's really, really good video. All right, so I'm going to show you a video of the laser doing its thing, doing its engraving. I'm also going to show you here in a second the stuff that I used for it. The paint I'm not going to paint this one. I'm actually going to just stain it, and I'm going to seal it with this stuff right here. I'm going to seal it with this, so that's going to weatherproof it for me. But I thought about painting it, but the problem is where that grain is, I'm lazy. I don't really feel like getting in there with a marker or anything like that, trying to do all that, or fill it all in and have to say, I'm just lazy. It'll look good stained, and it'll do just fine. I do have one over here where I started just a piece of it, just to show you, what it would look like if it was painted and stained. I'm going to jump in the other computer, the other camera in a second. I'm going to show you that, and some of the other stuff that I did use for it when I did do that, and how I did put this together. It's got hooks in the top, and then you got your nice rope. So that's a real nice sign. That's you hang that up. That's a showpiece right there. Everyone that comes to your house, they're going to see that. They're going to be like, oh, wow, I really like that sign. Where'd you get that? How'd you do that? And you can tell them, hey, I got a laser, and this is what I created. So it's pretty neat. All right, I'm gonna jump back on the other camera. I'm going to show you the stuff I used, or you can use also, too, how I put this together with the eye hooks and the rope, and if you want to paint it or stain it and stuff like that. So we're going to jump over to the other camera quick. All right, so in the other camera here, you can see this one here is painted and stained. Just pieces of it. I wasn't going to do the whole thing. But this is the stain that I did use for it. And this is the paint that I did use for it. Okay? These are, I guess you call them alligator teeth clips you use to hang your pictures and stuff on the wall. But what I do with it is I take it and I bent it on one of the sides of it. I bent it, and the reason I bent it was when I take my corner of my sign, I know exactly where I'm going to put my eye hooks at. So I'm going to jump in the other camera. I'm going to show you that real quick, then I'll come back to this one here. All right, so what I do is I take my alligator clip, I put it on the edge like this. Now I know it's got that little hole right there, and what I'll take is a paddle bit, and I'll get that lined up in the middle, and I'll take this into the hole of the alligator clip, and I'll push in real hard, and I'll keep spinning it, and that's going to give me a little hole so I know where to put my eye hook. Then you flip it around this side, and you do the same thing on this side. Get it into the middle of it. As you can see, it's in the middle now. Go into that hole and just keep driving that in, putting a little pocket in there. And that's going to allow you to take your hooks and screw them in, because sometimes you get into that grain, it doesn't go in. And then you can put this in there and you can tighten this up, and then you'll have your eye hooks exactly where you want to have them. They're perfect right across. They're perfect. So that's how I do that. Go back to the other camera for 1 second. This is the rope that I used. I think I got this big rope, this big spool, probably on Amazon. I'm guessing I did. I can't remember where I get it, but it's a big spool. Nice, heavy, thick rope. Does real well with my signs. So let's take these off, and let's take this back over to the other camera. And I'm going to show you a close-up of this other one. This is just a piece I just did the flames and my pros grill. And of course on the sign it's different. I did change it. I put this underneath instead of on top. But that's what it looks like. You can see it's painted. But you can also see too, if you look real close, you can see that I was real sloppy, real lazy with it. I could have painted that another one, but I didn't want to go too much, because if you look at this grain right here, there is not much left to be able to sand this down. So I could have got a marker in there, and I could have got my colored crayon markers, or whatever they are, the paint markers, and I could have redone that, and I could have looked a little bit nicer, but it's just to show you. So I wasn't worried about it. If I was just going to sell this, absolutely take your time, Get up in there and make sure that you don't see any of the brown and it's all red. And then your stain, just wipe your stain on. And then I usually take an air hose and I blow the stain. If any stain does get on this, I blow the stain out and then re-wipe it again. This is stuff I use to protect it. And that's kind of, I think, probably it. Oh, the other thing, before you put paint in these things, there are videos out there for it, but I'm going to go over it with you too. You take this right here. It's polyurethane. You spray it first, so it actually coats the wood. So when you put the paint on it, you don't have to be perfect in there. You can just brush the paint in there, and then when you sand it down, it doesn't bleed into the wood. It'll actually coat it first, and then when you put the paint in it, it'll actually dry in there, and then when you stain it, you won't have any bleeding inside your thing. This is so important when you are doing your signs, that you do put this down before you put any paint in there or any stain. Do your board with this first, let it dry, do another one, let it dry, then you can put your paint in it, and then when you sand it, all the paint that's around, all this excess will come off, and then it won't have any bleeding in your wood. You see there is no bleeding, period, in that wood. None of those grains bled or nothing, so that's real important. So I think that's it. One more look at it. For me, if I was to sell it, I would definitely paint it red where this is, red where that is, black for this stuff, and whatever colors you want all that to be. But this is just for me, on my thing. I'm lazy. I'm just going to stain it, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to protect it with this. It stays underneath the porch, so it's not going to get any weather on it. So I don't have to worry about, having anything, to keep doing it. Every once in a while, I'll go back over it and I'll redo it again just to make sure that it does stay so it's not going to warp, because you see it's not warped. But you hang it out there after a while, the humidity will warp this wood a little bit on you. But that's it. What do you guys think? You like it? Is this something you guys would do? Like I said, I'm going to drop a file for you. Let me go back into LightBurn. What you're going to have is this. You're going to have two files. One is going to be a LightBurn file. If you saw my other videos, I do offer you guys free files. Like I said, the only thing I ask, hit the subscribe button. Click it. Just click it. And don't sell this digital file that I'm giving you. Don't use that and sell it and make money off it. You can make as many of these signs as you want. You can sell as many of these signs as you want. You can make them and sell them, but just don't sell the file that I'm giving you for free. Make them as gifts. Take them to a flea market. Whatever. Do what you want with it, but just don't sell the file. So I think that's kind of it. Real nice file, real beginner file. You saw how I got it on AI Gemini. You saw how I brought it in. You saw how I changed it. You saw how you can actually change these yourself. You saw the paint that I have on it. You saw the stain that I do use on it. You saw the process of me putting the eye hooks in this to make sure that they are right. I think that's it. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Oh, got to give a shout out. Let me make sure I'm on the right camera. Yes. My niece made me this shirt. It's the shirts I'm going to be wearing from now on. So they're not going to be other, plain shirts, whatever. It's going to be this. That is my logo. Pros, Lasers, and CNC with my laser machine. And on the back, hopefully you can see it. I can't see, so hopefully you can. That's what's on the back of it. So, shout out to my niece. Thank you, Maria. I really, really love them. They're going to be awesome. Because of this, you guys need to subscribe now. That's all. Just click it. Also, you're getting a free file. Subscribe. You're getting a free file. It helps me out. Tremendous. So, I really, really appreciate it. I thank you all so much. If you have any questions with this, just drop me a comment down below. If I didn't cover something very good, just drop that comment down below. Give me the thumbs up and click it. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you all. Till next video, stay safe and have a good day. Thank you, guys.